pretty amazing week. I did $20,000 in sales. And no, to be specific, I did $19,000 in sales last week, which was a really, really cool week. And yeah, the money's great. That's absolutely awesome and very exciting, but more so because of the women that I got to chat with last week and the beautiful, beautiful ladies that I was able to welcome into our Naked Women's Business Tribe. I get such a buzz from that. I guess as a result of these conversations with these women, I've really started to refine my avatar even more, but more importantly, really, really get to know exactly where I want to take this business. And I teach a lot to women who are good at what they do technically, so they're good technicians, they're good at coaching, they're good at styling. I actually teach them that to make a really reasonable amount of money for the time and the effort that you put into your business, you'll actually make more money teaching others what you do as opposed to actually doing what you do. And I've been teaching that and not taking that on myself. So now I'm starting to teach other women exactly what I do and how to do it. More news on that in the future, but I'm really, really excited. And yeah, keep a lookout for Naked Women's Business Angels.
I also have been working on my website and all the copy that I'm going to be putting on there. But before I, sorry, Amber's yelling out at me saying she loves me. Anyway, before I put my copy together for my website, I wrote my massive transformational value, which I learnt from the lovely Amber McLean. And I can't believe how clear and just the results I got from writing it was amazing. So so anyway, definitely would recommend writing your MTV and getting clear on your market and your message. And it's really cool because I pulled out my taglines and my copy and my headlines and what I'm going to be basing my blog around and everything like that. So I would definitely recommend writing yours.
This week my key learning is about love, and as Sam said a while ago, it's not about loving others, it's about loving what you're doing. I learnt this from my 13-year-old son, and I recently had a focus group where we all got together and had a fantastic night. It involved cheese, it involved wine and coffee, and great conversation, and came out with some really fantastic learnings from that group. And Josh came to me the next day and said something along the lines of, you know, Mum, how can you call that work when it's got cheese and wine and bubbles and you're having such a fantastic time? And what I learnt from that was, if you love what you do, it's not work.
So my key learnings have been quite numerous, actually, that I've had to really apply persistence and perseverance and had huge adversity to overcome. And in all of that, I really got taken out of the business, and I wasn't impressed at all about that. But sometimes that will happen. Shit happens, and you do have to do what you need to do to get through it, to persevere, to get beyond the shit that's going on. However, the other thing that happened is really that I wasn't being true to me and living my values, because my health, even though I'm thinking, yeah, I'm on track, I've got all these huge resources, amazing resources available to me, I wasn't able to stick to my guns, prioritise my health and live to my values, and it's taken a huge toll.
At the moment, my relationship with time is something like this balloon. So I squeeze more and more. So let's just imagine this balloon is a minute. And I'm going to keep blowing and putting more stuff into this minute, more and more. Marketing, phone calls, clinical work, business planning, relationships, my son, school attendances, my garden, weeding, time for me. Apparently that's got to go in there too. Time for me. Now, if I was blowing this balloon up, you would see that every time that I put something else in there, they would get to the point where the balloon would just simply... And that's what this week has felt like. I feel like a balloon that
I had to go away on a retreat for a weekend where I didn't have to think about anybody else but myself. And I could just focus on renewing and restoring my energy from within. And it was the best thing that I could ever have done. because not only did it feel brilliant, but I learnt tools that have completely transformed the way I feel. And one of these tools, a very simple tool but a very powerful one, is called an every I list, where you put together a list of things that you get to do. Not that you have to do, not that you must do. These aren't obligations like to-do lists. These are things that completely nourish you from within and build up your own energy. Things that you do just for you.
My diary cam this week is all about cleaning house. Now, my children were sick the other week, as you will remember, with that persist video, and life happens and shit happens. But what happened was one of my children were sick where they shouldn't have been, and consequently my carpets required some heavy duty cleaning. The moral of the story, or the reason that I'm sharing that with you, is that sometimes you need to get somebody else in to clean up your mess, to clean up your crap, to clean house, to help you in your mind and in your headspace.
My key learning is that if you're feeling those uncomfortable feelings, acknowledge them, embrace them, and that allows you then to let it go. And you can choose to let it go. And when you do, your resilience actually grows. And that's been a big thing for me to learn, besides the fact that it's important to be persistent and to keep moving forward a step at a time, even if sometimes it feels like that step is backwards. It will ultimately lead you forward in the fullness of time if you just stay the course.
And I realise that I'm holding myself back because of fear. So this happened to me last week. In fact, it really kind of just threw itself at me last week. And something happened, and I suddenly, when I was reviewing the event, and I sat down and I looked to myself and I went, you know what? Fear was the only thing that was holding me back. Wasn't my ability, wasn't my stuff, wasn't me. It was just the fear of not getting it right, the fear of not being liked, all those fears that sit inside ourselves. You know what? They're always there. They're always hiding there right under the surface, just here. And you really need to keep them in check. So despite the fact that I thought I was doing okay, that I thought I was looking after all of these things, really they were sitting right there under the surface.
And over time, from attending some of these events, is that I have a tendency to document during the training and then get home and it sits on the shelf. So this time round I am making sure that I have a complete set of notes. So I've actually rewritten my notes in bullet points so I can pick them up at a later date and refer to them. And I'm also transferring these learnings into my 90-day